Howdy, welcome to the Say Cheese Podcast. I'm your host, comedian cheesemonger Jeff Buck. Today, sitting with me, we have comedian Mario Caballero. Mario, say what's up.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going?
Mario is living in Los Angeles. Are you originally from LA?
I'm actually from Northern California.
Northern California.
Yeah.
No Cal.
Yeah, NorCal.
NorCal.
We throw the R in there. I don't know why.
Just because you don't want to say no California.
I guess so. Yeah, we're pro California here. This is a pro California podcast.
Did you eat a lot of cheese growing up in Northern California?
Yeah, a bit. Not quite the artisanal cheeses, I'd say. Yeah. Me, my background, I'm Mexican American, so a lot of it came through the Mexican food. So it was very specific types of cheeses, or it was just the typical deli sandwich type cheese and stuff. You know?
We tried to get some Oaxaca on this episode, but we were out, and Marty's like, I still want to do it. We'll just do a different cheese. But maybe we'll have you back on in the future. We'll do Oaxaca when we get that back. Sure. Because I do want to talk about that traditional Mexican cheese. But today we're eating, it's called Carmel. This is a pasteurized cow and sheep milk cheese. This cheese is made at Stepladder Creamery, also here in California. So more Central Coast, not quite NorCal, not quite SoCal.
Nice.
More CenCal.
Yeah, a little familiar. Yeah, I've been all over California, just growing up over here. My dad actually went to college in San Luis Obispo, so that's kind of that area.
Right, that's that area. Oh, so you already
so you went to Cal Poly, yeah.
For sure. Cool, man. Have you had this cheese before, do you think?
I don't think I have.
I'm pretty sure it's a newer cheese of theirs.
I've been to Carmel by the Sea, and
Yeah, it's not far from Carmel by the Sea, the beach. Yeah. So Carmel is made in Cambria, California, though. So it's Cambria, California is about 2 hours south of Carmel by the Sea.
Gotcha.
About 4 hours north of here is Los Angeles. So kind of in between those two. Right off of Highway 1, though, on Central Coast, California. For those listening that don't know, it's just on the fucking beach. It's like a perfect,
pretty much
perfect little town. It's like a seaside village off the beach of Central Coast, home of the Hearst Castle.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's I guess some publisher, something Randolph Hearst or whatever. He was a huge publisher. Yeah. So
William Randolph Hearst. Yeah, he was Hearst Publishing, I think, is what it is, one of the major corporations that was running the newspaper game in the early part of last century.
And I think it was 1920s or something. He had 11 million to his name, which now is 120 million.
Yes, it was insane.
It was doing well for himself. Probably, I think in the Citizen Kane movie, they made fun of that castle and kind of poked fun at him a little bit.
Yeah. I've actually never been. I feel like I've been to every part of the coast of California except that little stretch that's right there for Hearst.
Yeah, I've never been there either. I'd be interested to take a trip. The creamery, Stepladder Creamery, or Ranch and Creamery, they offer tours. So maybe someday in the future I'll go check it out. The movie Arachnophobia was filmed in this town.
Okay.
What town was it? Oh, Cambria. That's what I was saying. So that movie with the spiders. They put that on the Wikipedia page, so it must have meant a lot to them.
It hasn't been taken down, so
we'll keep that. Yeah, that was a good enough movie for this town. And I don't know. I hated them. I don't like spiders. I hate that movie, so I feel like if I go to that town, I'm gonna be like, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of spiders here. I'm not sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, William Randolph Hearst was a giant publisher. You're right about that. That's crazy that you knew that. I wouldn't have known that, but I guess you grew up right around there. So
history is one of my strong suits, I guess. I don't know.
You're a publisher, your own right. You have your own podcast. We didn't plug it up top. We usually plug at the bottom, but we'll talk about it now too. It's the Puro Comedy Hour podcast.
Caballero. Puro Caballero. Show. It's all good.
Puro Caballero Comedy Show. Man, I fucked that all up. I haven't been on it yet. That's why.
It's a little Spanglish,
But you do a lot of sports commentary on there, right?
I do. It's a lot of sports, a lot of just whatever is on my mind. So I have different guests sometimes, and we have different, interests, mutual interests, and usually bring it up, whatever it is, music, comedy, sports.
Are you doing a Kobe episode, I imagine? Or
yes,
some sort of tribute episode?
I'm in the process of recording it. I did the first half. I did the tribute portion of that, but I have a lot of
wild time in LA for the past week.
It has. As somebody who's lived here for the last 10 years, I don't know if there's one other person who embodies Los Angeles
as much as him.
As much as him. It represents it for him.
I could feel that. As someone that's only lived here for a year, I was like, holy shit, this city is
right.
crying over this hardcore. Right. They're mourning hardcore, I should say. which is a beautiful thing to see. It's beautiful when someone like that is well represented. So that was very awesome. I look forward to hearing that episode. But yeah, check that out. The Mario Caballero show.
Yeah.
Comedy show. Right? Or is it just show?
Just show. Some of them are serious. I'll get into some like actual legit like deep down personal stuff. And
do you do college sports at all?
To be honest with you, that is like probably the least amount that I do. I did talk a little bit about the national championship. I know you're excited about that, Coach Eddie O.
That's all I cared about. Yeah,
Go Tigers!
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyhow, let's get back on the cheese though. So yeah, this cheese Carmel is made by Stepladder Creamery. The creamery is owned by Jack and Michelle Rudolph. I'll kind of just read some of the stuff they had on their website. So Jack first discovered his love for goats after visiting a goat dairy in Northern California, NorCal, with his sister in high school. Shortly thereafter, he began procuring fresh goat milk and making his own cheeses at home while working for a startup in Palo Alto. Quickly finding himself drawn to cheese making more than anything else, Jack decided to purchase his own goats and moved to Stepladder Ranch to take over his grandfather's ranch operations and build a creamery. It's crazy, man. It's just like buying goats, and then I don't know. Have you been to a goat dairy before or ranch in Northern California? It seems like there's a lot of them.
There are. I've been on properties that have goats. Like I've known people who've owned some.
Seems like it just seems like a more common than not thing in California to be like, yeah, they got some goats.
Yeah. The goats. Some people just have chickens, things like that. Where I grew up in Northern California is like more rural.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stockton, the 209. What's up? We're in the building. What's going on? So we're in the Central Valley. So we're not in the Bay Area. We're not near the coast. And we're not quite as north up to Sacramento, or we're not in the mountains area like by Tahoe. So it's a valley. It's a flat valley. And California, that area is like some of the most fertile like land in the whole country. So like a lot of the agricultural community is like a big part of the economy over there. Cool. So it's a big stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of like people owning goats, people owning chickens. Like my grandparents had like horses and stuff like that too. Yeah. So
nice. Pretty much country boy in a way.
In a way, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
So that's cool, man. This guy just was like, yeah, I'm going to buy some goats and take over my grandpa's ranch. I guess if my grandfather had a ranch, that'd be in my like trajectory of ideal things I might want to do.
Yeah, now you're making me feel like I'm inadequate because my grandpa does have a ranch. Or did have a ranch. Maybe rest in peace. Hey. Yeah. But yeah, it's still in the family name, and I know it's like kind of in discussion as to what's going to happen with it now because my grandma's getting up there in age too. So
I can go buy some goats, just chill out on the ranch.
I might have to do that.
Make some goat cheese. You never know. That's cool though. So Jack decided to purchase his own goats, move to that ranch, take it over, and then Michelle, his wife, I assume. Her background was in event planning and wineries, so she moved into the Central Coast to attend Cal Poly and never left. And Jack and Michelle met during the inception phase of the creamery, and then they began running it together.
Shout out to the Mustangs.
Yeah, for sure. This is another excerpt from the website that kind of says the history of the ranch a little more. So when I first moved to the farm, my goal was to raise meat so it's a ranch and farm. They also have a lot of pigs there. They do a lot of they sell a lot of pork and things of that sort. So when I first moved to the farm, my goal was to raise meat responsibly for personal consumption and for family and friends. I purchased a few Gloucester Old Spots. The Gloucestershire Old Spots is an English breed of pig. So, I guess it's named after the county I don't know.
Gloucester or something like that.
Like white pigs with black. They look like Dalmatian pigs.
Oh, okay.
That's what they should have called them. It would be easier to pronounce.
Yeah.
Easier to remember.
Yeah.
So he's got some Dalmatian pigs there. After a heavy windstorm, they blew off hundreds of avocados into the orchards, and he collected the damaged avocados and fed them to the pigs. And the pigs were like, "Fuck yeah, this is what I want."
That's such a California story.
Yeah. The pigs were like, "Fuck the Gloucestershire place we're at. We're Cali pigs now. We just want avocado."
First off, a startup in Palo Alto. We've got measured in like the winery and event planning business. They're like all this stuff is like the most California.
And now avocados fell down because of a storm, and we're gonna feed them to the pigs. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Let's keep it moving. Oh man,
why not? Fit the mold. And so the pigs loved the avocados, and so that's how it came to be. Their avocado fed pork came to be. And so Michelle and him noticed that raising a limited amount of heritage pigs on their property, the range of pure and cross breeds, or this is what they raise now. They raise more than just the Dalmatian, Gloucester, Old Spots, whatever I called them. They have red wattle, large black, and Berkshire pigs. This isn't a pig podcast, so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you the difference between all these pigs.
That's in the companion podcast you're gonna do
exactly.
next.
Yeah. We're an umbrella company. We've got Say Pork.
It's like your mom's house over here.
I think Kate Mason was on the first episode. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do a Meat Speak podcast, and it'll be the charcuterie version of this."
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And the more I talk about it, the more fun that would actually be. But I don't know if we'll actually do it. So, anyways, the heritage breeds often have a higher fat content, which makes their meat more flavorful and moist. Their pigs aren't raised in confinement, which means happier, healthier animals and less environmental. Obviously, they're happy and healthy. They're getting fucking avocados blown fresh off the tree.
Great weather, California. I mean, come on. Like, the property value is amazing.
I was eating ramen noodles from CVS. These pigs are living better than me.
Seriously.
They live on a 12-acre forested pen overlooking Rocky Butte. Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's Butte.
Yeah. With plenty of room to roam in the sun and shade. They're 100% antibiotic and hormone-free. So shout out to those pigs. And so when they started the creamery, they wanted to recycle the protein-rich whey. So whey is like a byproduct of the cheese. Whenever you heat up the milk to curdle it, it separates the whey and the curds. So that instead of just throwing the whey out and wasting it, they then feed it to the pigs. So now their diet consists of that whey, the fallen avocados, other fruits, and pellet feed.
Being Mexican-American, don't mean to interrupt. Yeah. Whey means a completely different thing.
Wait, what does whey mean?
Que onda, way? It's like, what's up? What's going on, dude?
Oh, shit.
It's like bro or dude or something like that.
Okay, but is it spelled W-H-E-Y?
G-U umlaut E-Y.
I see.
I think it's one of like the only words in like Spanish that has an umlaut in it.
That's funny.
Fun fact. Yeah.
That's cool.
I also was a Spanish minor. So
wait, what does it mean again? It means...
Like dude, it's like a slang. It's like a more
dude.
of a Mexican regional slang.
Okay.
So if you go to somebody like who's Puerto Rican and call them away, like
they're not gonna get it.
They won't understand, or they'll be like, "What the heck?" Like that's kind of weird, like type of thing. So.
For sure.
Fun fact. There you go.
Cool. So they're feeding these pigs dudes. But yeah, they're making sure the pigs have large fat calves, etc. They sell their pork locally in their tasting room in limited California markets. I've actually never had their pork. I'd be interested in trying some. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Bill Burr raves about the heritage breed.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Bill Burr does?
He has one sponsor that consists. It's like called Butcher Boxes, where they give like meat packages in the mail and stuff like that. And one of the promos they always run is like heritage breed pork.
Heritage breeds?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
If Bill Burr's talking about heritage breed pork and he's getting money doing it, then you must know it's good if I'm doing it for free.
There you go. There you go.
As for our history, so about 100 years ago, their ranch was a part of the Harmony Valley Creamery Association, which is a network of immigrant Swiss and Italian dairy farmers who graze cattle in the lush coastal valleys of San Luis. How do you say that?
Obispo,
San Luis Obispo County. The association was born out of a drought that forced ranchers to rethink how to make a living off of their land. We currently have just over 40 acres of avocados on the property, and we sell them across our farmers markets and limited California markets. It's crazy, man, that avocado is like definitely their main like export at that ranch, probably, or one of them. It's like growing up in the South outside of California, you used to always joke like, oh, the state bird of California is probably an avocado or some shit. But it's true, man. Yeah. It's making them money.
Yeah, the avocado has never been more popular than it is right now.
And the avocados here are so nice and green. Like we got ours. When I was living in New Orleans, we'd get ours from Mexico, which are, we still get Mexican avocados here, and they're great, but they're right there.
Right.
So by the time they get to New Orleans, they've been on a truck for 2-3 days or whatever. So we'd be in a restaurant in New Orleans serving avocado, and if it's like slightly brown, we're just like, it's fine, just keep using it. Yeah. Whereas here, I've seen people be like, throw that out, that's not good.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It's still good.
I'm too broke to be that bougie. Like, if I'm buying my own avocados, I'm eating it. That sucker.
But yeah, they're nice and ripe here, or fresh. So let's talk about the cheese, though. Carmel. It's named after the Carmel Beach, which you obviously had already heard of, 2 hours north of Cambria. It's attached to the Pebble Beach. Have you been to Pebble Beach?
Not the golf course. No, I've been around the area, though. Yeah. It's beautiful, beautiful. One of the nicer spots in California.
Can anyone just play there? I'm sure you have to pay money, but like, is it like private course?
Yeah, I think you have to book it like super far in advance.
Yeah,
Something like that. It might be like 10 months to a couple years or something. It's like something
That'd
insane.
be cool. I'm not even. They would get mad though because I'm not even that good at golf. I played on my public high school golf team in Louisiana.
Still better than me.
So like we were, I think, the only public school with a golf team. And
okay.
Our coach just like let us do it. We were the kids that were like driving the golf cart, swinging the golf clubs, hitting the ball like it was fucking polo or something. You know, we were never taking it serious. We didn't go to the matches and stuff. We just wanted it on our Letterman jacket.
I don't mind that.
So I'd be the last person they want at Pebble Beach. I'd show up and like not really know what I'm doing, but I would love to play there.
If it was me and you, we would tear up the golf course in the wrong way.
Oh, for sure.
Like I would literally tear up the golf course.
They'd be pissed at us.
The 2 times I've played, it's just I'm not very good. I'm no Lee Trevino.
I thought there's like a driving range I think in Koreatown that I want to hit. Yeah, not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but yeah, the small guy even kind of looks like a small little golf ball. So maybe there's some connection there. I don't fucking know. Last episode also we had a literally a sphere-shaped cheese. I was like, it looks like a golf ball. So I should stop comparing all our cheeses to golf balls.
It's like a Pac-Man.
Well, yeah, I did have a wedge cutout, so it does kind of look like a Pac-Man right now.
Bring on Mario to talk about video games.
Yeah. Didn't even think about that. That's good. So this is it's small. It's got a bloomy rind around it. That's that mold on the exterior there. It's considered a triple cream cheese, just meaning that it is a butterfat content of 75% or more. And it is, like I said, sheep and cow milk. So it's 2 different milks in one. It ages if it ages past 4 weeks, it takes on a peppery character and a distinct cream line underneath the rind forms. This one is like got a tiny cream line there. I probably would say this is aged like 2 weeks. I don't think it's aged that long, so we'll see.
So that's how you determine kind of the length of time that it's been aging?
Yeah, if you're not sure, that's kind of one way you can determine. If you see like if that cream line's a lot creamier and that taste is more, as it says here, more peppery in a character, you can probably assume that it's been aged for longer.
Gotcha.
But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in and take a bite. What do you think it's gonna taste like based off of your?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yes.
Creamy. That was like I think a very apt description. Yeah, it looks like cheesecake. If you're not watching on the YouTube, you should definitely pop that open and see my lovely mug, and Jeff as well. But yeah,
it does look like a tiny cheesecake.
It does.
Yeah, just grab whatever you want.
Let's do it.
It's got some. I like to eat it by itself first to get a good sense of what it tastes like, and then I'll pair it with some stuff later. But
I'll take a small one. Yum. The butter content, like you said, the butter and fat.
Yeah,
75%.
Creamy and buttery.
Mm-hmm. That's good stuff.
It was delicious.
That was awesome.
This is the part where we just end it and we just eat this now. We don't even talk. Yeah, it's good. All right.
This is the ASMR section?
Yeah, for sure. I just had someone on. What is it called? It's called something phobia or phono.
The phobia of
misophono. It's like the phobia. It's like they irritated by those noises, like or whatever, like eating sounds. I didn't know that existed.
That'd be my mother.
Sorry. Is she or is she just mad that you chew with your mouth open?
No, she gets on my dad every time. Well, actually, no, it's actually both of them get on each other because my dad, every time my mom eats chips, crunch, like, crunch, 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 crunch. He'll make the noises too, like from the other room. She'll be in the kitchen, and he'll be in the living room, and he just goes crunch, crunch, crunch. And all you hear is my mom smack her lips and do one of those.
Well, I'm still eating these chips. I don't care. You make me.
My mom, every time she makes a sandwich, she always puts like the potato chips. Usually, like,
yeah,
in
that's
there,
awesome,
like the Lay's chips, or she'll
Lay's
put
chips
the
with ham and cheese on
sun
white
chips,
bread. That's
something like
just
that.
Classic. I love that. That's like a summertime. You just got out the pool sandwich, you know?
Middle of the day.
You got like
it's Saturday.
Like, your hands are still kind of wet, so like the bread gets a little wet, and you're like, this is kind of gross, but it's still really good.
Yeah. What would you pair that with on the side to drink? Like some kind of juice or something.
Oh yeah,
like that.
You had like a
lemonade or something.
Yeah, either fresh home lemonade, or if it was just like out of the store, it might have been like Hawaiian punch or I don't know.
Memories. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Capri Sun.
Ooh, Capri. That's what I was thinking.
Sun,
something like
sitting
that.
on ice with zebra cakes, you know.
Or like a red Gatorade or something.
Yeah, for sure.
White bread sandwich and a Powerade or a Gatorade is like. Oh, my childhood, like
Hell
good
yeah,
chunk
dude.
of
Let's
it.
go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is a good fucking cheese. I'll keep cutting it if you want to keep eating it.
I'll take this slice if you don't mind.
It's got a nice balance. It's not too like grassy, you know. A little nuttiness to it. I feel like when I ate it.
Yeah, some cheeses, some artisanal cheeses, when it just the aftertaste sits in your mouth too much. This one sits nice.
Yeah, it doesn't linger much at all, which is kind of good and bad because I'm like, fuck, well, I want more now.
Exactly that. Exactly.
And it's like the perfect serving size too. These little small format wheels. It's like enough just for 2 or 3 people.
What do we have over here?
Oh yeah, for sure. So this is a fig spread. Go ahead and put that on there if you'd like.
Sure thing. Let me try. I like to try things.
I think it goes well together.
I don't know if I've ever had fig spread. Yeah, trying new things. Living in LA.
Yeah, you never know, man.
Let's go. A little sandwich time.
That's rad. So, what do you think of this cheese overall? If you had to give it a rating on any type of scale, you can make up your own scale.
Okay, let me see. I'll just give it an overall rating because I don't know if I could break it down into individual components and have a composite score like that. Like, I don't know if I could do it like that, but I'd give it a very solid 8.7, 9.2 range. So it's I like it.
It's way up there for
I like it.
Nice.
I really like it. Yeah.
It is good. I would put it around a 7, 7 or 8. I don't know. Maybe right. Maybe right above an 8. I mean, it's like the perfect texture. It's like the perfect creaminess. It's not like too buttery, and I don't like my cheese to be too crumbly. This isn't crumbly at all. It's just nice and smooth.
Yeah, and I think the thing with cheeses too is like sometimes you want one particular style of cheese versus another because maybe you want something with a little bit more kick to it, or you want something that's a little more salty or whatever it is. So
of course.
So sometimes I feel like I give like a high score to different distinct cheeses more so than just have like I have like one particular taste. Some people have one palate where they like range or they just stay in there. For me, I want to jump. I like to jump around. You know what I mean? Like
You're
House
a
of
cheese
Pain.
connoisseur, Mario. You're more into cheeses than most of our guests are sometimes. Do you have a favorite cheese?
That's a good question. I don't know, to be honest with you. I have a kind of. I was doing some research and background because I know like what all the cheeses look like. All the Mexican cheeses, I always forget the names. So
I don't even really know Oaxaca that well.
Oaxaca's really good. But cotija cheese is another style.
Oh, I do know cotija. That's used for like a lot of like cooking fajitas and
it's more of like a crumble
put
and
it on tacos.
Exactly, you put it up on top. And I was randomly found out that the city that it's from is in the state where my dad is actually born and raised, like where he grew up. Yeah, in Michoacan. And I looked it up on like Google Maps. It's like a 2-hour drive from like where's like his little village was and stuff out there. So I was like,
pretty cool.
Man. So cotija cheese is really good. Oaxacan cheese, queso fresco, I think
Yeah.
probably the one that was the most utilized for my family
What's
because
the queso fresco?
Yeah, we typically have like a block of it, like or I guess a small like the smaller wheels that they have, and yeah, my dad, just memories growing up of him just cutting up blocks, giving it to us, and just putting it on top of like the beans and rice and everything we got. So
that's cool. Yeah, we got to get you back on for the Oaxaca one for sure. There's a creamery in Compton that we get it from, the Sierra Creamery, which is crazy to think that there's like a like a lot of people when they hear like cheese shops or cheese, they're like, oh, fucking hipster, gentrifying hipsters.
Right.
But like that's been in Compton for like years. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, so long, way before gentrification was happening in Compton. So
is it happening in Compton?
Well, people have tried. Yeah, they probably failed.
I mean, I've been in this town 10 years. I've seen a little bit of change.
Inglewood's changing.
Inglewood definitely has changed, though.
Cheese moments. All right, so that sound you just heard, it means it's time for the cheesy moment section of the podcast. You didn't actually hear it. We edited it in later. but you've listened to the podcast, so you probably know.
That's right. Magical powers of editing.
Yeah. So it is a cheesy moment, which is a section of the podcast where listeners email in some stories in their life involving cheese. They can be negative, positive, funny, sad. Doesn't matter as long as they're cheese related. And we still don't have any stories since the last time I recorded it, which was 2 hours ago. So not a big surprise. But hey, if you're listening and a fan of this podcast or a friend of mine, send me a cheesy moment that you want to share. Email us at saycheesepodcast@gmail.com. We'll read it on the podcast. But Mario, did you come prepared with a cheesy moment you'd like to share?
Yeah, I guess. I feel like I have more memories. I feel like this is just me reminiscing about how much I love cheese growing up.
Go for it.
My dad is just the ultimate dad joke type of person.
Okay.
And every time somebody would pull out the queso fresco, it was just like he'd always ask for somebody to cut the cheese, and then somebody like it was either him or maybe it'd be me or my brother. We'd always make a farting noise right after that. So that's the one memory I have.
Classic,
for that.
man.
Classic.
You can't go wrong with cutting the cheese jokes.
Yeah. When I was younger too, my family, like our palate was really like heavy Mexican food for a long for the most part, I would say. But me growing up and then like watching all these Disney movies, I remember watching the Goofy movie.
Oh, Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
That's right, baby. So that inspired me because before that, I was like adamant with my family, like I want the pizza where you can bite it and like take the
Ninja
slice.
Turtle,
Yep.
It's the perfect. It always looks so much better.
It always does.
Like, why does it look like the best pizza in the world?
Yeah. So there was a couple pizza places we liked that had they were delicious in their own right, but they didn't have that like real cheesiness to it.
I don't think it exists. I think
not to that extent. Not to that extent.
Ninja Turtle universe.
Yeah, but I'm a big pizza fan, so I used to ask for that. And Cheese Whiz too. Shout out to Cheese Whiz. I would love to
see like a pizza place put on some like crazy cheeses like this, like a cheese pizza. Like they only do cheese pizzas, but they do like hardcore cheeses. I mean, you'll find like some like I think I was like in Culver City. There's a place they had like some gorgonzola pizza.
I've had some like that. Yeah.
So that's not too far off, too far crazy, but it'd be cool to see like more experimental like artisanal cheese pizzas. Yeah, or even like grilled cheeses and stuff like that.
You ever had Korean style pizza?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Is there a place in Koreatown?
There's a couple. I'd have to look them up again because I can't remember.
What makes it Korean style?
It's like the crust. It's like not. It's like, you know how like there's French fries, but then there's like sweet potato fries.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. And it's like flakier crust, and like the cheeses they use are a little different too.
Interesting.
So it's like, and some of the toppings too. It's good. It's just it's a different take on it. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. I speaking of the Leaning Tower of Cheesa, Pauly Shore thing, I used to love that Easy Cheese stuff. It was like so cheap and shitty, but it was good. And I thought it'd be such a crazy like pitch idea as like making Easy Cheese, but with artisanal cheese, calling it artsy cheese, and it'd be like the White Claw of the cheese world. You know, it's like trashy. It's like classy but trashy. You know what I'm saying?
Like they'd sell it at like a more upscale bar, but it's like people who are ordering PBRs.
I feel like it's like some Trader Joe's shit. You know, like artisanal cheese is in a squeeze bottle. You know,
that'd
like,
be hilarious.
Imagine like gorgonzola, you can squeeze it out.
That was the other thing too. My dad used to love those those type of containers.
Yeah.
The cheeses, right to the mouth.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Or like the whipped cream, all the time whipped cream.
Whipped cream, yeah.
All
that
the
was
time.
Traditional Thanksgiving. It was like every Thanksgiving before we hit when we go to cut the pies, before we put the whipped cream on the pie, it's always like, all right, pass it around, everyone takes a bit. I think some people are just getting high off of it. Like the CO2.
Maybe that's what my dad was doing.
Your dad was just like, fucking kids, hold on. All right, what were you saying?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Who knows? Well, so anyways.
I'm sorry, Dad. I feel like I'm throwing you under the bus this episode.
Nah, man, he just liked the whipped cream.
My mom hated that too, because he would be falling over the side, and he would hit it perfectly one time, and I'd try to hit it, and it'd get to the side of my face, or my little sister would do, or my little brother would do the same thing, and
that's hilarious.
And she's like, look what I have to do, and I have to clean them. Oh man, memories. Childhood.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, man, those were some good cheesy moments. I think that's it, man. I think we'll wrap it up there, Mario. Keep it short and sweet. Carmel is the cheese we ate today. I want to thank Jack and Michelle and all the hardworking members at Stepladder Creamery for their hard work on producing this cheese that we just enjoyed. And thank you, GTLA Cheese, for providing the cheese today. They're the best cheese shop in Los Angeles because I work there.
That's right.
So if you're in the area, you want to try some of it, come on by the shop. I'll be there. You can check it out. And come check out our comedy showcase every Tuesday in the market that the shop helps provide cheese for. Mario's been on that show before. It's starting to build up. It's starting to get a little better than it was when it first started.
Yeah.
Raindrops coming by every week.
I was going to say, shout out to Raindrop. I'm sure he's listening.
I don't know if he's listening. But
on his ham radio.
yeah, something. He's a character, man, but I've just started to put him up at the end of every show. And it's become like, I feel like it works. Yeah, because everyone's like, all right, everyone, the last, because there's only like, how the end of the shows go. There's like 4 comics left, and then whatever audience members have stayed for 2 hours.
Right.
And it's like, look, at least you'll see something crazy at the end. If you stick around,
That's so true.
I guarantee you'll see
That's
something
so
entertaining. Can't promise it'll be funny, but it'll be entertaining.
He's on rollerblades,
Yeah,
folks.
he'll be
You
on
gotta see this
rollerblades.
in person. He goes up on a stage that is maybe like half the length of this table, like like that deep.
It's crazy, man. And he was a bank robber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like one day he's gonna rob the bar. I feel like that's why he wears those rollerblades, so you can just rob someone and just get away real
He's
quick.
slow playing the bar right now.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Anyways, I gotta watch out for that. But yeah, before we get out of here, Mario, you have anything you want to plug? Get out there in the world, social media accounts, plug the podcast again if you want.
Definitely. The folks at home, if you're listening, paying attention, you can find me on Instagram and very rarely on Twitter now, at Puro Caballero. That is PUROCABALLERO for all you gringos. So I like saying it that way now. Yeah. So
was it you or it was either you or Ernesto? I remember it was like the second week that I met you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't remember which one it was, but I was like, was it like Ernesto was next? And I thought you were Ernesto. I was like, yeah, he's here. And I was like, oh fuck, that's not Ernesto, that's Mario.
What's hilarious too is that I was sitting in the back. I took no offense, so I was like, all right, whatever. He just got mixed up. But I was laughing because he's like, oh, I guess he's not here. And then you went to the next person on the list.
Yeah.
Not even before you left the stage, I turned to my left and look who's walking in.
Ernesto's
walking in. I'm like, you missed it, dude. I was like, oh man,
that was crazy.
It was the timing was impeccable. So timing's everything in comedy.
I have my gringo moments, man. I have my gringo moments.
It's all right. It's all right. But, my podcast at the Puro Caballero Show. THE Puro Caballero Show. The links are all in my bios. Don't have anything scheduled on like the show front, but those will be coming. So check my Instagram. That's where I post my stuff.
Hell yeah, man. Follow him on Instagram. Check me out on Instagram. Funny as Buck across all platforms. Also, the Say Cheese Pod account at Say Cheese Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture now for the Say Cheese Instagram account. So on the count of 3, say cheese on 1, 2, 3.